Is this still a good time to buy a multifamily property in West Philadelphia? Hi, I'm Veronica Woods and welcome to the Real Estate Wisdom channel, where we talk about all things building a profitable rental property portfolio. We'll help you whether you're buying or selling real estate, particularly in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you'll know when the next video is published. And if you have any suggestions about things that you want me to cover on this channel, feel free to drop them in the comments. So today we're going to review the stats for multifamily properties for November year-to-date 2022. So it's sort of a year-end wrap-up, but we're going to kind of look at the trends from January to November year-to-date for multifamily properties, particularly in West Philadelphia. So the stats, as usual with my market updates, they're all going to come from Bright MLS, so they're going to reflect the sales and trends on the market, as well as my anecdotes of working with clients who are buying and selling multifamily properties in the Philadelphia area and keeping them as rentals. So one thing that makes me continue to be bullish about the West Philadelphia market are kind of why it's still a good time to buy, just from the fundamentals of the economics in the region. So first, I saw a stat that there's approximately 1 million square foot of life science office buildings either underway or planned for development right now. So while West Philadelphia is known as a hospital, medical, and education hub with Drexel and University of Pennsylvania, it's quickly becoming a life sciences hub, and that really bodes well to the diversity of the economy in that area of Philadelphia. Second, there's some good things that I hear about going on with the old 52nd Street corridor. So Philadelphia natives know that there was a time where the corridor from Market Street on down to Baltimore Avenue on 52nd Street was booming area for small businesses. This year it was announced that there's some investment, some good investment by some well-known players such as the Enterprise Center. They're really looking to add some infrastructure and development along the historic corridor. And then lastly, the West Philadelphia is a well-connected from a transit perspective between the above ground trains, below ground, and then obviously the connection to 30th Street Station and the suburban transit. So it's very easy for folks to live in West Philadelphia to commute all over. In fact, I think I saw a stat that roughly about a third of the West Philadelphia city residents work in Center City. The rest work around and even into New Jersey and Delaware. So it's really quite a accessible place to live. So let's jump into the stats for November year-to-date. This first slide shows the top multifamily markets in West Philadelphia. So out of the 6 zip codes, 3 of them generally have most of the multifamily transactions on market or on the MLS. And by multifamily, since I'm talking the MLS, it's typically the smaller multifamilies, 2, 3, 4 units. By definition, anything over 5 units is considered commercial, and anything with a first floor that's a commercial, even in an apartment above, is technically considered commercial. But for the most part, by definition, I'm talking about two families to 4 families. So you can see the top zip codes. 19104 is pretty much the heart of University City. And most of Drexel and University of Pennsylvania's campuses. 19143, there's a bit of that's considered University City, although it also includes areas like Cobbs Creek and Cedar Park. And then 19139 has a bit of Cobbs Creek and also newer neighborhoods like Walnut Hill. So the point is, if you want to buy a multifamily, I always tell people you have to go where they're actually multifamily standing. And each year I put out a report that shows the top 10 zip codes for multifamilies across Philadelphia and Delaware County. And there's probably a link in the description on YouTube so you can get that report if you're interested in the zip codes outside of West Philadelphia. Before I get into more housing stats, I think it's important to look at the demographic trend in University City that's really driving a lot of what we're talking about with housing, or supporting what we're seeing in real estate. So the chart on the right shows the population change between the 2010 census and the 2020 census. And it highlights the areas in yellow that has the greatest increase. And you can see those areas are predominantly what we call Center City, Philadelphia. And the only little speck elsewhere is a tract in University City, which drives the price appreciation that we also see in 19104. So between 2019 and 2022, the greatest appreciation was between 2020 and 21, I think it was about 40%. Looking at these multifamily stats that's on the screen, is for 19104, and the median 400,000 is greater than the overall Philadelphia median sales price for November year-to-date 2022 at 308,000. And you can see the median sales for 19139 and 19143 is a little below the median sales price. So safe to say that you could expect the greatest appreciation in 19104, but it also probably will come at a higher ticket entry point. Now, days on market have been ticking up, so that's good news for buyers. So 2022 is the gold bar, and for the most part, for each zip code, it marks somewhat of an increase between 2021 and 2022, which means there's more negotiations, also greater discounts. So there's one thing, the story across the country or even in the metro area has been a lot of bids over asking price into 2022. Not so much for the multifamily market in Philadelphia from these bars, and you could see that the axis to the left showing the number of days. So for 19139, the median days on market was even over 80 days in 2022, and all of the bars for 2022 are over 30 days on market. Now, since we're talking about rental properties, I did want to just show a bit on the rental trends. So I'm just showing the trends for 19143, which is predominantly 2-bedroom apartments in this mix. So I do want to point out, since there's more 2 bedrooms on market, or this RentCast kind of pulls listings from all over. So it's kind of a mixture of through realtor professionals and others. But one thing you can see is that the price increase of monthly rent has declined when you look at the 2-year trend versus the 3-month trend. You can see there's less increase or even a decrease on the 3-month change showing for the 2-bedroom units. One thing that has been something I've seen across the board, a lot of pricing pressure over the last few months of the year, which technically is a tougher rental market. It also points to continued affordability challenges, especially on the eve of all these talks of recession. So the below $1,000 price point tends to be pretty competitive, but once you go beyond that median, even though the median I'm showing for a 2-bedroom in this area is $1,440, so the properties above that median, it's just a less volume of people that are veering for those properties. So it's just something to think about as you're making assumptions for your rentals. Before I wrap up, I do want to offer some words of wisdom or encouragement for those of you who are actively buying or trying to pull a trigger on your next deal as the market is shifting around you and you're getting frustrated. You know, those of you who started looking or were in the market a year ago were running numbers with 3% financing, and now you're running the numbers 6+% financing, and it is frustrating. The best advice I can give you is to be patient and to continue to evaluate deals. By continuing to evaluate deals, even, with the result of throwing a deal to the side or not bothering to get in your car to, inspect the property because it already doesn't work on paper, what you do is you get better about identifying the numbers that do work for you. So it's like with anything, the more you practice, the better you get at it and the quicker that you can do it. So while you're running deal numbers and they're not working out, you're also interviewing contractors, you're talking to different lenders, you're learning about different loan products. So when a deal appears that is actually a good opportunity, you have everything in place. So if you are invested in, I want real estate as part of my portfolio, don't let the change in the market cycle deter you from thinking that real estate is even a good investment. Patience, my friend, patience. Now, if you missed my last video on the Delaware County update, you'll want to stay tuned to watch the video that's appearing on your screen right now. And as always, if you have any other comments or you want to talk real estate one-on-one, feel free to drop me a line at any of the contact information that you see below this video. And as always, happy investing.